Hello and welcome back to Build with the Boys. It's a quick update. Hachette have now gone live on the Dungeons and Dragons collection, and it looks like this. So that's going to be available in stores from next Wednesday. That's September the 13th. In the UK, September the 13th is the launch date for that. And the introductory issue 1 will cost you $1.99. And then issue 2 will cost you $6.99, and then every subsequent issue will cost you $8.99. So it is an 80 issue run. It's going to be on average $8.99 an issue. So what is it? Well, this is the weird one. I think if you are a hardcore Dungeons and Dragons player, this probably isn't going to appeal to you. What this is going to be for is for anybody that is new to it, wants to get into it, doesn't know. It's very entry level what this is, but it is good. If you want to get into Dungeons and Dragons, it can be somewhat of a minefield unless you know a load of people that are going to bring you in and sort of tolerate you when you're first learning. It's quite difficult. Whereas this will give you everything. It's kind of like the Warhammer collections that they do, where it's entry level and it will teach you. So if you want to learn Dungeons and Dragons, this is actually a very good collection to do that. The problem this is, that I see with this, is that the bulk of issues that you're going to get are going to be dice. Now, you can have too many dice. This is a ridiculous amount of dice over 80 issues. Now, they have changed things because I believe that they tried this twice and it didn't overwhelm the first time. It didn't really overwhelm the second time. But they have made alterations to it, which we can see from what was originally offered. So originally, it was pure dice. That was it. It was every issue was dice, 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 dice. That was it. They have made some changes to that. So now it's not dice every issue. They've also made changes to the premium. So originally the premium offer was that you could get figurines of different Dungeons and Dragons characters that you could use in your campaigns. And you don't need figures for Dungeons and Dragons, but it helps to have a visual on the table and whatnot. It's there. But they have changed that. So you do now get figures throughout the collection. However, the figures ain't great. They're not. They are flat 2D vinyl figures. They're very strange. It's just kind of like a printed picture on a... They're not great. You can see them in the issue. So I'm going to show you what comes in the first 4 issues. And you can see, I think it's issue 3. You get your first figures. They're not great, but take a look. See what I mean by issue 3? They're just kind of these flat kind of... I don't know. They're all right, but I mean, if you're going to do it, I think I'd prefer miniatures. The other thing they changed was, as I said, the premium options. There is an option to go premium for an extra £1.25 per issue. Taking your, if you're a subscriber, taking your issues up to what's that, £10.24 an issue. And instead of the figures, bizarrely, they've gone for a silver coin. So there's 5 silver coins in the premium collection. And these are those silver coins. I'm a little underwhelmed by it, I've got to be honest. But if you like them, you like them. But I mean, ultimately, if you do the premium subscription, it's going to work out over 80 issues. Those coins are going to work out around about £17.50 each, if you look at it that way. So it depends whether or not you think those coins are worth 17 quid each. I don't. That's kind of where I'm. I don't think those coins are worth £17 each. I just don't. But if you want them, you can go for them. So as I said, the majority of this collection is going to be dice, but if you are a novice to this, that's what you're going to see. Well, it's just dice, 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 dice. It isn't. The kind of real money in this collection is in the books that you get. So in the books, you will get maps, you will get campaigns, you will get games that the Dungeon Master can play with you. So the actual money's in the book, whereas opposed with most other part works, the book is kind of consequential. Something that some of us look at, some of us don't. Whereas this one, the book is the bit that matters, because it's got the games in it. The dice help. There are some nice free gifts with this as well. So you can get a dice tray, you get a binder, and the binders are good. They have dividers, and you can split the magazines up. So the magazines come apart. They're not held together with staples. So the magazines split, and you can have different sections in the binder. So you'll have campaigns, you'll have character sheets, you'll have rules, you'll have all of that. You will get certain maps as well. So you'll have maps and every section of the binder will have a different place for these to go. So it is, the binder of the magazine is very nice, it really is. And you will get an absolute ton of dice. You also get a dice jail for unruly dice. It's a whole thing, believe me. But I mean, I can show the free gifts. Show the free gifts. So, if you have an interest in getting into Dungeons and Dragons and you want to know what it's about, it's a good one to pick up. It is, because dice aren't cheap, believe it or not. So the dice that you're getting are value for money. I mean, £8.99 an issue, the dice you're getting in the magazine as well, it's good value for money. I mean, a magazine these days is going to cost you about £5.50 anyway. So if you look at it that way, you're getting a dice for a couple of quid. And there are some nice dice. There's some that come in the velvet bags. There's some that come in the tins. There's some clear dice, black dice, large dice, 20-sided dice, 12-sided dice, 10-sided dice. They're nice. But you will get a lot of dice. And you do need them. I mean, this is the thing. It's if you've not played it, it's confusing. Why do you need all these dice? You totally need all these dice when you're playing it. So it's a nice way to get a decent set of dice. And I don't know, maybe veteran D&D players might see something along the way and think, "Oh, that's a good price for a dice." And they might pick up rogue issues. I don't know. What we're going to do is we are going to pick up the first one. So the first one is in stores from Wednesday next week. We're going to pick it up. The kid is obsessed with Dungeons and Dragons, but has never played it. But the concept of it, he is obsessed by, and I can thank Stranger Things for that. So he is very eager to play D&D. Now, I know people that play D&D, so we can involve the kid in it, and we will play whatever campaign it is they put in issue 1, if they put a campaign in issue 1. But there are other things as well. So you'll get a screen for the Dungeon Master, so they can keep everything nice and secret from the players. And it's not a bad collection. It's just a very different collection to what you may be used to. So with Warcraft, where you get the miniatures every week, this is going to be almost exclusively dice, apart from those kind of sketchy figures. But if you want figures for your D&D game, you can get figures from elsewhere. The money is not, as I said, is not in the add-ons. It's in the books. So it's quite nice, and as I said, it'll be out next Wednesday. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick one up. Once we've got it, we'll open it up. We'll take a full look at what you get, and we can go through it in a bit more detail. But it is live now, so you can subscribe to it. If this is something that floats your boat, you can go over there now and you can sub to this on Hachette's website. I'll pop a link in the description below. So you can go straight over there and you can subscribe to it. I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm not getting paid to push this. If it's just, if you're interested, that's where you can get it. But as I said, when it is available and it's in stores, we will get it. We'll try one out. So the first one is going to be $1.99. The second one isn't released for 2 weeks, and that will be, it's either $5.99 or $6.99. I'll do $6.99. 2 weeks after that, issue 3 is released at $8.99, and then it's weekly. After issue 3, it's weekly. So every week this will be published for $8.99. It is available in stores, so it's not a case of, it's got to be a subscription model. You can buy this in newsagents. However, these do tend to dry up. So you will see these in supermarkets, I would imagine. You'll see probably the first 4 or 5 of these in the supermarket, and then it will dry up. So if you've got a newsagent that can reserve this for you, that's a good way of doing it. If not, subscription is a good way. Then you just never miss an issue. And the way it works, the subscription, is you'll get 4 issues a month. So you won't get one every week on the subscription. You will get a pack of 4 every month. And that's about all we can really tell you about it for now. Here's a few more pics of what they're offering. That's it. So that's a little bit about Hachette's Dungeons & Dragons collection, which goes live next Wednesday, the 13th of September. And when we have got one, we will bring it to you. There is a lot coming up on the channel. We've got so much to do. It's unreal. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe, and you'll get notifications if you hit the bell every time we put a new video up. So we have got the final parts of Ecto 1. Those have arrived. So Ecto 1 is finishing this week. You will get to see it finished. We have got the Infinity Gauntlet. We have got 2 models we've given early access to, so those will be on the channel. Disney Doll's House is coming up. Very soon we will have the Tumblr as well. So there is a lot to do on the channel. We've got some book notes coming up. We've also got some Row Life builds and a Roker build. So there is a ton coming up on the channel. So swing by. You'll find something you like. If you want to contact us, you can contact us at buildingboys@outlook.com. But until then, in a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. And we will see you very, very soon for more from Building the Boys. Take care.